So we are doing Tripura Rahasyam chapter 3 verse 1. Having heard the words uttered by Dattatreya, Parshuram was extremely delighted. Again asked Dattatreya with humility. Verse 2. Lord, revered Guru, what was uttered by you is exactly so. The greatest ruin is met in every way by men due to absence of investigation. So, here Dattatreya is sitting on top over there and Parshuram is sitting below and he's asking this. He had asked the question previously and Dattatreya has given some answers, and Dattatreya has said that there is a lack of investigation on, and Parshuram is agreeing 100%. He says you are right about it. We never think. Human beings don't ever think before they do anything. Why is it that a person doesn't investigate? Why is it so? What are the reasons? The questions that we need to ask ourselves. Why is this happening to me? Suppose there is something that is happening. Why is it happening to me? What is the reason? And if you are unhappy, suppose you are unhappy in your marriage, in your children, in the studies that you are doing, or the work that you are doing, if you are very, very unhappy, ask yourself this question: why am I unhappy? Because if you don't ask these questions, and if you are not going to the depth of the knowledge, you are never going to be happy at all. People learn to live an apathetic life. They live in marriage just like that, without anything in them. That means they are living for the sake of living. The wife will say, yeah, I have no choice, I have to live with this man. The man will say, I have no choice because I got married to this woman. I have to live with her for no rhyme or reason. You know what? Maybe my parents got her married off to me and I could have gone and married. That kind of things which people talk about in life. They are regretting it. And they never ask themselves, why is it so? What was the reason? It's easy to blame somebody, Like their children. When you have children, you are thinking, oh, I'm going to have a baby, I'm very, very happy. But that happiness turns into sadness very soon. People regret having children. I was talking to a grown-up lady just a few days ago. She was telling me how bad her father and mother are. Mother may not be that much, but the father is literally like a villain to her. She's a married woman, she has come there, and there is this problem. Why is the father behaving like this? Till the person doesn't investigate, they don't understand. One of the very interesting things which Dattatreya gives as a reasoning in another scripture is when you have too many bangles, in hand, they make noise. If you raise your hand like this, they're all going to do clink, 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 clink. All the noise is going to come. So this girl who is there, what she does is, she removes all the bangles. She keeps only 2. Even those 2 are clinking together and they are still making noise. Finally, she removes one and she keeps it away. Then there is no noise. Human beings have to understand, the more they are involved in the families, too many people. You have your in-laws, you have your father, mother, you have your brothers, brother-in-laws and sisters, sister-in-law, so many people together. There is going to be a lot of noise. There is going to be a lot of fights. There are going to be a lot of issues coming up continuously. There isn't a single family on earth where everybody is peaceful and quiet and all. It doesn't happen like that. And that is the reason why these 2 bangles have to stay separate. But even when 2 bangles are together, they are still going to crack against each other and still there is going to be noise. So you have to be one only. So it doesn't mean that you have to leave anybody and go. What it means simply is this: you have to be lost in the self. So this is what he had explained in another scripture. which is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? So it's a lesson given by Sri Krishna to Uddhava, where he talks about Dattatreya's teachings. These are called the 24 gurus of Dattatreya. So anyway, coming back to this, Parshuram, who is sitting in front of Dattatreya, says, Revered Guru, you are so right about it. Absolutely right. There is nobody in this world who can be happy if he doesn't investigate. He says, absence of investigation is the cause of the biggest unhappiness in the world. When you let it be, when you feel, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me, what am I to do, I am just a useless person. That kind of a thing, it's still an ego, by the way. So, we'll continue verse 3 and all. So we're doing chapter 3, Tripura Rahasyam, verse 3. The highest good can arise through investigation. It's a primary cause of the hearing of the gospel. Thus also has been heard by me. In this manner, there is a great doubt for me. So he says, the gospel of Tripura, the one which we are doing today. He says, its primary cause is the hearing of the gospel. I just heard it. What happened? I just heard the gospel. I just heard Ramayana. I just heard Mahabharata. That's it. I just heard stories. Do you get what I am saying? Human beings only hear it. Nobody till today has gone to the depth of Ramayana to understand what is the book about. What is this great epic about? Nobody has actually understood. But if you have to go to the depth of it, which means investigation, find out who is Ram. Find out who is Sita, who is Ravana. Nobody has found out. We just, okay, Jai Shri Ram and all these things they say. But do you really know who is Ram? This investigation has not been done by 99.9% people in this world. Similarly, they may read other scriptures. Nobody does investigation. Here, Parshuram is saying the same thing. You see, last time I heard that sage give me some teachings of Tripura, and he said, go do this. So I went and I sat, I meditated and all that. And nothing happened. I was still the same person that went over there to listen to the story. Did you get it? So just listening to a story, oh, there is Palani Swami, there is this one, there is Tripurari, there is Madurai, Meenakshi. What are you talking about? There is Hanumanji. What is Hanumanji? Who is he? Understand this, question it. He says without investigation you can never become spiritual. You are just going to pray for the sake of praying and nothing is going to happen to you. So, its primary cause is the hearing of the gospel. Thus has also been heard by me. In that matter, there is a great doubt for me. He says, see, I have a great doubt. Parshuram, who is the Lord Almighty himself, he says, you know what? I have a great doubt. So he's sitting in front of his Gurudev. Remember this. How even that, the hearing of the gospel, has to be attained? What would be the means for that? If that can be natural, then why has it not been heard by all? Isn't this your question also? The question is very simply this. I have heard the Bhagavad Gita. I have seen the very beautiful serial of Mahabharata in television. I have seen Shri Ram, Arun, Govil and all those people, Chikalia and everybody over there doing all their roles. Everybody, you have seen. All these great stars, actors have played roles. We have heard from our parents, Ramayana, Mahabharata and all the other beautiful stories. Oh, Krishna stories are like literally a rage. Every mother will tell the Krishna story to the daughters and the sons and all that. Oh, there was one Krishna and he did this. Who is Krishna? What is the story? So he says, how even that, just the hearing of the gospel has to be attained. How do you hear these stories? Do you understand this? Common sense is left outside when we hear these stories. Okay? Think. And then they cut off the head of Ganesha, and Shivji said, go and get the nearest head from wherever you can. And he brings the head of an elephant and puts it on top of this body. And Ganesha is created over there. What are we talking about? What is the meaning of those words? We just heard it, but hearing it, we never investigated. Nobody investigates. What is it that we are doing over there? So, here, Shri Ram is going in the jungles. He meets this monkey god, Hanumanji. He can jump one step in India and another in Sri Lanka. One from here to there. What are we talking about? Is there a person called Hanumanji? Anjaniya? Is he there? We heard the story, but we never heard it correctly also. We just thought, okay, there is one God. He's like a monkey god, and he has got the power, and he jumps from one place to the other, and he burns the whole Lanka down. And he opens his chest like this to show Sita, Ram and everybody over there. How is it possible? What are we talking about? The in-depth story, what exactly it is, nobody is asked. So he says, even that has to be attained. We have to attain it. What would be the means for that? How are we supposed to go there? How is a person supposed to understand this? Do you get this point or no? How are we supposed to understand it? If that can be natural, then why is it that not everybody has heard about it? If this story is so natural, Shivji stays in Kailasha, he's got Parvati over there, there is Ganesha over there, and that story is there. Everybody has heard it. Nobody has told them what it means. But a story should be such which others can also understand. So why is it that nobody has actually understood this? This is the meaning of it. So if that can be natural, it is natural. No, the story is very natural. No. The story is so natural. Hanumanji carried the whole mountain and brought it over there. Sanjeevani Bhutti story. You carry a whole mountain and bring it? Sri Krishna carried Govardhan on his little finger. What? There was a Rakshasa who was 100 feet tall or something like that. 100 feet tall? Rakshasa? Even 7,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 years ago, also there would not be a person like that, no? Do you get the point? Logic fails over there. Can you use logic in that? There is no logic in all these stories. So he says, if that can be natural, if it is natural, there is such a great person like that, why is it that everybody hasn't heard of it? I want you to think about it. Why is it that the Christians have never heard about Hanumanji? Why? Why have the Europeans no idea about Ramayana or Mahabharata? Have you ever thought about it? Nobody has any clue. So this is a very, very valid question which he has asked his Gurudev. Again, 5 and 6. Also, why did I not obtain the inclination till now to hear this gospel? Why then, who have met with great sorrow than me and have been hurt at every step, have not obtained this means, the hearing of the gospel? Please tell me this out of compassion. Thus asked Dattatreya, the storage of compassion, was delighted and spoke again. So he says, he's telling his Gurudev, he says, Gurudev, if these stories are so wonderful, and if they are giving us so much of knowledge and information, how to live in this world, how to be happy, how to be contented. Why is it that the whole world doesn't know about it? And why is it that I am not inclined to hear it? How many people are there in the satsang today and who are not there in the satsang? Think about it. Just a handful of people are there over here just now. You know? Others should be there. Why are others not here? Why are some people still in the sleepy mode? Think about it. Some people are enjoying 26 January today. Oh, I want to sleep over. Some people are lost in some woman. Completely lost. They are not even here. And some women are lost in their household work. And they are lost in some other world of theirs. Why is it that they are not here today? He says, if this was the greatest thing, a solution to all the problems, why is it that people are not hearing it? Isn't it important that you got to hear it? So suppose you are going through some financial trouble. Suppose you are going through some emotional problems. Suppose you are going through some kind of a very big, injury or hospitalization or something like that. Why is it that they have not heard things which they are supposed to hear so that their problems can be sorted out? Why is it that they haven't heard about it? And it was this very strange request. He says, please tell me out of compassion. So he says, can you please answer my question? So Dattatreya is very kind enough to answer him. He says, so chapter 3, Tripura Rahasyam, verse 7, Rama, listen, I shall relate the principal cause of the greatest good. Association with the wise is the principal cause for the destruction of all sorrow. He says, principle, number one principle in this world. The number one principal cause of the greatest good. You want to be the best in the world. You want to be the number one. You want to solve problems. You want to overcome this difficult life of yours. So anything that you feel is the most troublesome thing. And you want to attain happiness. You want to attain the goodness in this world. The one most important, the first thing, primary cause is to have an association with a wise person. Here the wise person is called the Guru. So why is it that you have not had an association with the Guru, which is the destruction of all sorrow? He is the person who removes the sorrow from your life. Why have you not been with him? That is the question. 8 and 9. Association with the wise is said to be the seed of the attainment of the fruit that is the highest truth. Moreover, you associating with that wise and the noble Samvarta have reached this state from which arises the fruit of the highest good. Only the wise, when met, indeed point out or grant the greatest happiness. This is the truth about life. He says, association with the wise is the seed for the attainment of the fruit of the highest truth. If you really want to know the truth about your life, why are you unhappy? Why are you in such a terrible state? Why are you depressed? Why are you angry? Why are you upset? Why are you in this state of disarray? Everybody is in that state. I don't know what to do. Everything is gone haywire. My whole life is a mess. Why is it so? So if that is the case, why have you not associated with this person, the wise person? When you associate with this wise person, what happens? He is the one who gives you this highest truth and the attainment of this fruit. What is the fruit? Fruit is the happiness, joy, peace, and spiritual attainment, blissfulness. That is Satchidanand as we call it. He says, you, Parshuram, went and met Samvarta Because the first time when you met Samvarta, that was the time he gave you that blessing that you should start this journey. See, understand one thing. When you meet your Guru for the first time, he is going to be like a normal person. If you ask him something, he is going to give you some story, something. And the person then has to go back and has to think about it. And when they think about it, they will get a lot of understanding. But they forget that they have met a sage. They think that they have met some ordinary person on the roadside. No. The sage is the one who is actually opening the doors. Do you get the point? He opens the door to truth. So Parshuram, you met Samvarta, that is the greatest thing. And he told you the story of Tripura. And he said to you, do this thing. What was it that he said? Do the worship of Tripura. This is how you do worship. If that would have not happened, you would not be sitting here in front of me. Now here there is a very beautiful thing which it's not mentioned over here, but you have to understand. When you meet your Gurudev, what happens is a very strange thing. Something changes within. That something which changes is called dispassion. From a passionate person, you start becoming dispassionate. The same thing which you thought in your normal life, that people when they come and they ask me, the first time they will come and they will say, Guruji, I have come to you because I want my children married off properly. I want happiness in my life. I am building a house. Something they will say. Or I am getting a job. This is what they talk about. And okay, done. Enjoy yourself. And this is all that happens. So the person starts feeling, okay, I have met this person. His person has said these words. So my children are going to get married. My house is going to get set up. Everything is going to go and happen the way it is supposed to happen. No. There is a fuse lit over there. It is going slowly, it is glowing. Slowly. And that fuse is called dispassion. This thing which you are asking for, I want to build a house, I want to be happy in the house, happiness is not in that. When you say, I want to get married and give me Ashirwad so that I can be happy, there is no happiness in marriage. A person coming and asking for children and saying, Gurudev, I don't have any children, give me children. They have children. There is no happiness in the children. By just getting a child is not happiness. They have asked for something which is terrible. First, you are not supposed to ask. But they have gone and asked. Now the funny part over here is, this same thing brings unhappiness. Marriage becomes unhappiness. Children become unhappiness. Houses become unhappiness. Everything that they are asking for is all leading towards unhappiness. The satisfaction never comes because the expectations rise. They all grow. But what the Guruji has done is something very funny. He has put a little dispassion along with it. And that dispassion is what is causing a lot of discomfort tomorrow. Because the same marriage seems like which a happy, so-called happy married life starts becoming literally a painful thing, because that is destiny. Destiny is going to take you in that direction. Don't worry. Destiny is very strong. It's going to take you in that direction whichever way. And that is inevitable. So when you go in that direction, what happens? The same thing which is giving you so-called happiness in the beginning starts becoming very burdensome later on. Why am I in it? What is the need for me? I don't think this is the right thing. So that dispassion starts growing. And he says, you are associating with that wise and noble Samvarta has reached a state from which arises the fruit of the highest good. It is called the fruit, the new fruit that is going to come, which is that diversionary thing, different thing. That fruit is going to be very good. He says, only the wise, when met, indeed point out or grant the greatest happiness. They will grant you this happiness. They will point out towards that happiness. They will tell you, if you ask them very nicely, Guruji, should I get married to this person? I am already engaged. I should be getting married very soon, My date is on the end of this month. Yes, my dear fellow, please get married. And then the person may be a little bit humble and ask, but Guruji, can you tell me something about it? So the thing is, already, please understand, marriage is not about happiness. Marriage is not about getting into this kind of a state where, oh, I will be happily married ever after. Nothing like that. Nothing like this ever happens. Why? Because you are asking for something which doesn't exist. So what you got to do? You got to be kind, considerate, loving, caring and all that, and don't have expectations. You expect from yourself, I have to be the best, but don't expect from that other person that that person is going to give you something. Doesn't. It never happens. Because if you have expectation that that person has to act this way, it is never going to be the case. And you are going to be wondering all the time, this is below my expectation. You see, when you buy any object, like say you're buying a car, and you are expecting the car to run, very nicely. You see, the Tesla people who made those cars, because of extreme cold in the last 1 month's time, you know what has happened, no? The cars are lying outside, they can't be charged also. They're lying dead over there. Nobody had thought of it. They thought that buying a very expensive car is very good in this world. But that is not the case. Now they are miserable. People buy this EV, and they say, oh, I bought this, I have to charge it now, and its environmental pollution is not going to happen because I am very green, go green. And they become red. Why? They get very angry when the charge is not complete. If they are thinking that the one charge is going to take me 60 kilometers and it takes them only 20 kilometers, after that it becomes puss. And they were saying, free this thing, free that thing, services and all, but they have to pay for the services. Why is it? So, mismatch. So the Guruji will actually point out towards that. He will say, okay, this is what is going to be the case. He says, only when you met your Guru, then only he can show you. And then he can grant you happiness. The granting happiness is extremely important. Okay, we are doing chapter 3, Tripura Rahasyam 10:11. Without the association of the wise, when and by whom has supreme felicity been obtained, even in this world, whichever man acquires association of whatever nature, he obtains his fruit in every way. This is indeed no doubt about this. I shall tell you a story in the matter. Rama, hear this. So, Dattatreya is telling him that, you know what, I have to tell you this, that if you were not going to be associated with a guru, a teacher, a master, you are not going to get any answers. And you will attain the highest of the good. That means the highest of the happiness can be obtained when you are in company of your master. Because he is going to lead you towards this destruction of your sorrow. Even in this world, if you see, there are lots of people who don't have this idea. How many people have this, good luck of having a guru in their life? I mean, think about it. There's hardly anybody, people only on their fingertips. But they are going after people who are so-called gurus. Those people are not at all concerned. A guru is a person who tells you stories, who tells you beautiful stories. And he tells you how to overcome this unhappiness, how to get out of this cycle of rebirths. That is the job of a guru. Please understand, Guru's job is not to just give you some mantra and tell you, okay, go home and do this. Or there is no mass conversion kind of a thing. There is nothing like that. A Guru's job is to give a one-on-one. He is supposed to talk to you directly. He is supposed to tell you, this is what it is, please take it from me. Samartha Ramdas also did the same thing. Sant Jnaneshwar did that. Tukaram Maharaj did that. All these great sages and saints, what did they do? They do satsangs with few people, maybe 20, 30, 40, that's it. Then somebody wants to ask a question, they are free to ask the question. That is attending satsangs. Okay? Satsang can be understood in a multiple ways. Sang means what? And Sat means what? You know what is the meaning of the word Sat? Satya. Truth. Sang means association. Have you heard of Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami? What does Sangha mean? Sangha means association. You are forming a community or a group with your guru. You are in his company. Okay? Cohort. Huh? All. So when you are in the company of your guru, Sangha happens. Sang, association, one-on-one, together. And Sat, the truth. He is the one who is going to tell you the truth. And that is the reason why satsang is important. Sitting for a satsang is a very great thing. I do about half an hour, 35 minutes or so of the satsang. That is all. That itself should take you like a boat across the river. So he says, even in this world, whatever man acquires by association of whatever nature, he obtains his fruit in any way. So if you are in association with this guru, then the fruit that is supposed to be attained, you are anyway going to attain. Because he is that one person who will grant you that fruit. I shall tell you a story in this matter. There is indeed no doubt about this. So don't have any doubt about it. Because if you are in company with your guru, then he is going to guide you towards this eternal truth. Sat. Satya. And now, Parshuram is going to hear a wonderful story, which is telling how association with the wise, association with wise people can give you the highest felicity in the world. That means the greatest of the happiness comes when you associate yourself with very great sages, saints and masters. So we have come to the end of verse 11. So we will stop over here. Next time when we do, we are going to be doing a very, very beautiful story. So the story session is now going to start. All right, from the coming week onwards. So I will stop over here.